Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So, as the thumbnail says, everyone, today we're going to talk about the dragon. And basically, we're going to talk about dragon basics. As we see, I'm on my free-to-play account. And the reason why I chose to speak about that today is because I haven't done it in the past. You know, I already have one for Ice Golem basics, and I have one for Fire Knight basics. I'm gonna pin them like one here and one over there. It's like, so I'm gonna pin the other two videos in case, you know, you don't know that much about this game yet and you're still learning it, or you still need a few tips and tricks on how to defeat those dungeons. That's the reason why I'm doing this video. So if you're one of the people that already knows the game and you're in the end game, I'm sorry about this, but you know, trying to help as many people out there as I can. So when it comes to the dragon tournament, to the dragon, not the dragon tournament, to the dragons, then there's honestly, it's one of the easiest one to tackle, but still there's a few things that you need to bear in mind, and you know, you need to cover some basics for this one. The way that the dragons, then the Ice Golem Peak and the Fire Knight's Castle work is all three of these dungeons have two sets of waves that, you know, they changed with affinity. So depending on affinity, you're facing different champions, but that's how it is. You face two waves, and then on the third wave you have the boss part. When it comes to the dragon, the dragon has skills like this. So his A1 does an AoE decrease attack. His A2 does an AoE, places 2 poisons for 3 turns and weaken for 2 turns. And then there's like a secret skill which says fully depletes the target's turn meter, unlocks a secret skill, Scorch. The Scorch does AoE and stuns us, and basically that damage keeps scaling up. And again, the passive, he's immune to stun, freeze, provoke, you know, all the other stuff. So basically the way that this boss works is he always starts with this inhale. And then he has like a purple bar that you need to take down. Let me just show you what I mean about that. But he has like a purple bar that you need to take down in order to like not make him hit and stun you basically. And at the same time, that's like I said, that damage keeps scaling up. So it keeps going up till it gets to the point, like if you don't kill the dragon fast enough, it scales to the point where it just basically one-shots you. But let's clear this wave slowly and get there. Obviously it takes a little bit because it didn't kill them that fast, but okay, so let's get to the boss part. So with the boss part, you start doing your usual skills. This is obviously the boss's turn meter, just like our turn meter, the yellow thing, in case you didn't notice yet. It keeps going up, and as soon as he gets a turn, he straight up starts boom. He did this inhale first, push it, depletes our turn meter, and you know, places this one, and then this is the purple bar. So every time we do damage, as you see, it keeps going down, 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 and as soon as it unlocks, he basically lowers, and he does not do that secret skill anymore. So if you stop him from doing that, you're not gonna get stunned. Then he's gonna go to his A2 skill, but he's gonna do the poisons and the HP burn. So the way that you can tackle this one, and the thing that does the most damage is, look at this. You see all those poisons from Frozen Banshee? Let's just watch hit, and let's just watch it take. Boom. Did you see that poison? That's the best way, like one of the best ways to tackle this boss. To, you know, get something to clear the waves. In my case, as you see, I have a decreased defense champion, I have 2 AoE champions, and I have a support to boost, you know, to boost myself. So the way that I have done this is obviously, like I said, okay, crit rate might be helpful. So the champions that I'm using for this one is, like I said, Thalessia is my decreased defense champion. You always want to have this team like speed tuned. By what I mean by speed tuned is a pretty simple thing. You want to have your decreased defense champion, which in my case is Thalessia, have higher speed than all the nukers that come before. So she's 186, Elhain is 176, and Bivold is 167. So that's what having a team speed tune means. So you want to have your decreased defense go first, and then you have your nukers come after, because if she places decreased defense, obviously your nukers are gonna do more damage. My apothecary is a support, so he's just fast to keep us boosting and keeps us healed. And then I have Frozen Banshee, that she basically is the poison. So when she places the poison sensitivity from her A2, then every time she hits with the A1, she has a 100% chance to place poisons. So this is one of the tactics that can be really useful. Obviously, I'm using this tactic because Frozen Banshee is in my clan boss team as well, so she's a good champion to use to do damage on the boss. At the same time, you can kill the boss by just simply having War Master procs. As you see, War Master, War Master, War Master, War Master, and then because Apothecary is a triple hitter, it's a Giant Slayer. Because these are the skills that I've mentioned in my previous videos. The Giant Slayer and the War Master are skills that do like a set percentage number of damage for bosses. So these do actually a big number, you know, big damage in there. Another way that you can do damage to bosses, this is up until stage 20. Bear in mind, up until stage 20. Another way that you can do damage is with champions that have like enemy max HP showed in their kit. So as an example, let's start with an uncommon, the most known one, Royal Guard, Armiger. So if you come with Armiger, you can just make sure he always does his A2. This says enemy max HP. So basically, if you go in there and if you hit with this one, this could do like 3, 4, 500,000 damage. The more HP the boss has, the more damage he will do. So there's champions like Armiger that do enemy max HP. Then there's like legendaries like Septimus, which do enemy max HP, crazy amount of damage. Then you have in the high elves Royal Guard, enemy max HP. Then the rare, the best rare in the game, Cold Heart, does enemy max HP. So this is another way to do it. Why did I say up until stage 20? Because after you pass stage 20, when you get to 21 to 25, the bosses have a new passive that says that the max HP damage from these ones, they can normally, like, if you build them well, they can do like half of the boss's damage maybe. After 20, from 21 to 25, they don't do as much damage. They do only maximum 10% in one hit. So she cannot just half health the boss, just 10% because of the new passive. However, that's the case. That's the moment when the poisoners, like my frozen bashes, come clutch. They come back in because the poisons are several poisons that they keep taking. So it's not max HP, but it's a lot of damage. You know, like if I had my main open, I could show you a variant where like I have a core team that basically kills the waves, and then I have somebody that solos the boss part. Like in my case, I have a ninja. Another thing that you need to keep in mind, like for the boss, you can try and control. For example, let me just collect myself a refill in here so I can show you. You need to keep in mind two things actually. First of all, like I said, this dungeon is the most important dungeon up until you get to the point where, like, you know, you can consistently hit Ultra Nightmare, you have lots of speed gear, that's when you can stop. But Dragon is the best dungeon you can farm early to mid game, even late in end game. It's one of the best. It's like, you know, it's a good one, but early mid game, this is important because speed is king in this game. So you want as much speed as possible. Again, this is what I'm going to say now. I mentioned the other videos, but bear in mind that there are certain milestones for dungeons that you want to reach. The first milestone that you want to reach is obviously trying to get to about 10, 11 to get the 4, 5 star. See? So if from stage 9 gives you 3 to 5 star gear, stage 10 gives you 4 to 5 star. So this is one of the first milestones. But, you know, if you build your champions right and if you followed along with my guides, you should be already at the point where you're easily farming higher. But stage 10 is the first milestone in every dungeon. Then stage 13, because from stage 13 you start getting 6-star gear. And obviously that's really important because the moment you can farm stage 13, I feel like you should not be keeping 4-star gear anymore. After that, there's stage 16, which is, I'm not sure there's anywhere that it's written, but from stage 16 you do not get mystery shards and brews anymore, which obviously if you get mystery shards and brews in the stages before, that's a waste of energy because you're farming here to get, you know, to get gear. From stage 16 though, you start getting ancient shards. You're definitely not gonna mind getting ancient shards, but you don't want to get mystery shards and brews, because if you want to get mystery shards, you go and farm the campaign. So 16 is the next milestone. Then the next one is stage 20, because from stage 20 you only get 5 to 6 star gear. And then when you go to the top one, stage 24 is the best for energy per quality. So the best, you know, balance between energy used and quality received is 24. And then obviously 25 is for the best possible gear, but is not as efficient as 25. So another thing that you need to keep in mind for these types of things is you can set your teams like this. For example, you see me, Dragon team, Spider team, Fire Knight. You can set your teams and you can test out your teams, how they work on waves and on the boss part, and then you can set their AIs. I'll give an example. For me, I have Frozen Banshee not used. Let me move myself a little bit here. have my Frozen Banshee not use her poison sensitivity on the second wave, just keep her to use it on the third, because if she uses it, maybe we get to the boss part and we lose it on the poison sensitivity, and you know, you wanted to have it on the boss. It doesn't do that crazy damage, you don't need the help from that on the waves, just A1 and A2 should be fine. At the same time, I have champions like Silesia to open with the A1 and keep her decreased defense, and the A2 to go after Frozen Banshee comes and does her poison sensitivity, because you know, this is something niche for me because I have her that does the extension, but you know, you can test this out and work for yourself. Maybe you have another skill that you want to delay when you get to the boss to use there. For Elhain, I just have her use the nukes. I'm saving this one because she just uses her A2 when there's one champion life. She's like, yes, let me kill it. So that's why I had it locked. I had her open with the A3 because it has lower cooldown. Lock this one. Then she goes on the second wave and does this if this one's not back. And then I forced her to do this because when you get to the... If I'm gonna fight Force Affinity, she keeps wanting to use her A1. And if she doesn't crit, she's not gonna hit twice. So I prefer to have this one. For Bival, same thing. See, I locked his A2, then I brought the control over there. So one thing that you need to keep in mind, for example, for waves, if you see that you do not have a good rotation with your champions, that you kill the first wave, come back to your skills on the second one, kill the second wave, and go to the boss relaxed, then you can bring champions that do control. So if you see that you struggle on the waves, and they start hitting you, and maybe you get killed, and you don't have a reviver, like for example for me, I don't have a reviver, I just have apothecary. If I had a reviver, then I wouldn't care, I'd just bring damages, I would tank my reviver, he would revive everybody, and it would be good. So you know, there's revivers like Seal of the Drakes that is free, there's a Broadmaw, you know, he's a permanent fusion, the Lizardman that can be fused, and you know, maybe I should actually think about getting a Broadmaw for my dungeons. But yeah, if you do not have revivers, then bring control champions in there. Control champions are champions like Bival that does provoke, or champions that do AoE freeze, AoE stun, AoE fear, true fear, AoE sleep. You know, any skill that has AoE control to keep those waves controlled so that you do not have champions die, so you can get with a full team at the dungeon. At the boss at the end. So yeah, I think this is it. Let me see. Is there anything else that I forgot? No, I think that's about it. The decreased defense for the waves, poisons. Yeah, HP burn can help as well on the boss, but you know, it's not as efficient because HP burn you can only place one. Poisons you can place several of them, and you know, the debuff bar can only have 10 debuffs at the same time. So you know, try not to go overkill with too many poisoners. If you see that the debuff bar only has like 10 debuffs, so for example decreased defense and 9 poisons, stop, you're good, because you don't need to get more because you cannot stack more. Maybe that's something that you know people do not know, but you know, hopefully you know now. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is helpful for you. And you know, this, if you haven't subbed to my channel yet, please do consider subbing. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me a lot. There's like 85% of people that, you know, watch my videos but are still not subbed. So, you know, that would be awesome if you would do that. But till the next video, guys, take care. Peace, love. See you in the next one. Bye.